The world is obsessed with hacks. We're told that if we just wake up at 4:08 a.m., drink a specific green juice, or download the latest productivity music app, our lives will magically transform. But if you look around, most people are more stressed, more music distracted, and more overwhelmed than ever. They are running a race on a treadmill, moving fast but going nowhere. They are part of the 99% who are reactive, governed by their emotions, and constantly seeking external validation. If you want to move into that top 1% music, you don't need more hacks. You need a philosophy that has survived 1,000 years of human chaos. You need the music habits of the Stoics. These aren't just ideas. They are weapons for the mind. The first habit is music, what the Stoics called objective representation. Most music people go through life like a leaf in the wind. If someone cuts them off in traffic, they're angry for an hour. If a boss gives them negative feedback, music, their whole weekend is ruined. They let external events dictate music, their internal state. To be in the 1%, you must break this cycle. Music. You have to learn to see things exactly as they are, stripped of the stories you tell yourself. Music. Marcus Aurelius is to practice this by describing high-status items in the music most basic terms. He would look at expensive robes and tell himself it was just wool dyed with the blood of a shellfish. You must, music, do the same with your problems. When someone insults you, they aren't, music, attacking your dignity. They are simply making sounds with their mouth. When you lose money, you, music, haven't failed. You have simply returned currency to the world. By stripping away the emotional drama, you remain calm while everyone else is panicking. The calm is your competitive music advantage. While the 99% are clouded by rage or fear, music, you are seeing the path forward with total clarity. The second habit is the awareness of the clock. To most people, thinking about the end of their time is uncomfortable. Music. They spend their entire lives trying to ignore the one certainty of human music existence. But for the Stoic, the fact that our time is finite is the music ultimate clarifier. When you live with the constant awareness that your time is, music, a limited resource, you stop wasting it on things that don't matter. You stop doom scrolling. Music, you stop arguing with people you don't even like. The 99% music live as if they have 500 years left. They procrastinate on their greatness because they think they'll always have tomorrow. But the 1% music understands that tomorrow is a privilege, not a right. When you realize your presence here has an expiration music date, it doesn't make you sad, it makes you dangerous. Music, and it gives you a sense of urgency that no motivational video ever could. It forces you to focus on the essential. Every decision you make, music, is filtered through the lens of, if this were my final act, music, would I be proud of it? This habit removes the fluff from your life and leaves only the steel. The third habit is music, the practice of voluntary hardship. We live in the most comfortable era in human history, but comfort music is a drug, and the 99% are addicted to it. When you are, music, addicted to comfort, you become fragile. If the Wi-Fi goes out or the coffee is cold, your day is ruined. The Stoic knows that the only way to be truly free is to be, music, comfortable with being uncomfortable. Seneca used to set aside days to live on, music, the scantiest food, and wear coarse clothing, just to prove to himself that his, music, happiness didn't depend on his bank account. By intentionally seeking out discomfort, whether that's cold showers, fasting, or choosing the harder path, music, you break the chains of luxury. When you realize that you can survive and even thrive, music, with very little, you become invincible. While the 99% are running away from pain, music, you are walking through it, building a level of mental toughness that makes you unstoppable. The fourth habit is the radical ownership of the internal music citadel. This is the core of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control. Most people, music, spend 90% of their energy worrying about things they cannot change. They worry about the economy, the weather, and the opinions, music, of strangers. This is a massive drain on their mental resources. The 1% does the opposite. They ruthlessly audit their focus. They realize that they only control two things: their own thoughts and their music own actions. Everything else is indifferent. Imagine the power of a person who literally does not care about things outside their influence. If the market crashes, they don't cry. They, music, ask, what is the most virtuous action I can take right now? This habit, music, turns you into a fortress. You become the pilot of your life while everyone else is just a music passenger on a ship they don't control. The fifth and final habit is the music evening review. The 99% end their day by numbing themselves with screens, music, and distractions. They learn nothing from their mistakes, so they repeat them the next day. A Stoic ends their day with a trial. They sit down and play back music the day like a movie. They ask themselves, where did I lose my temper? Where was I greedy? What can I do better tomorrow? This isn't about guilt. It's about data. It's about constant incremental improvement. If you improve by just 1% every day because you're actually paying attention to your life, you will be unrecognizable in a year. You're identifying music, the glitches in your character, and fixing them in real time. Integrating music, these 5 habits, isn't easy. If it were, the world would be full of music sages instead of people controlled by their impulses. It requires a brutal level of honesty, music, a willingness to stop pointing fingers at your boss, your past, or the economy. Music, and to finally accept that you are the architect of your own character. It's about taking total, music, uncompromising responsibility for the only thing that actually belongs music to you, your mind. But if you commit to this path, if you choose to see the world without the filter of your ego, to treat your time like the disappearing acid it is, to embrace the friction of discomfort, music, and to ruthlessly audit your focus, you won't just be getting ahead of the competition. You will be music, playing a different game, entirely on a field they can't even see. You'll develop a stillness that others mistake for luck, and a level of mental clarity that functions like a superpower in moments of crisis. While the 99% are stuck in a music waiting room hoping for the world to change so they can finally feel at peace, the 1%, music, understands the secret. You change yourself first, and then the world loses its power to touch you. You become the master of your own internal kingdom, music, and once you have that, you've already won.